Welcome to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com, where you can listen from any device. Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports is powered by the official voice of Rams Athletics, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Rams Baseball is also sponsored in part by the Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Red Lake College. Save thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Winning Edge. Schmidt Ford of Salem. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. All Stars and Stitches. Central Christian Church. And People's National Bank.
Play ball!
It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Zerwinski for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball from the Ford Square WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. The Landers Collision Center's pregame show starts now.
And we welcome you in to Soche Field for South 7th Conference baseball action between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Cahokia Comanches. This is your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Good afternoon. Chris Hugo with you. Hunter Schrader back in our Mount Vernon studio. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment today. He'll be back with us tomorrow when the Rams head to McCracken County High School for the McCracken County Invitational. That'll be tomorrow in Paducah. Also a game on Saturday from historic Brooks Stadium in Paducah. Tell you more about that throughout the broadcast, and of course we'll talk more about the Mount Vernon Rams and the Cahokia Comanches coming up on this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. 1-888-LANDERS is the number for their collision repair facilities in Mount Vernon and Salem, or log on to LandersAuto.com. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about this South 7 Conference matchup between the Rams and the Comanches. It is about 10 minutes away here on WMIX. This is Rams Baseball, presented by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One Account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC.
Registration for summer classes at Ren Lake College is going on now. The 8-week summer term is a great chance to catch up on classes you need, from general education to electives and more. Curious about starting college or even a little nervous? Summer is a good time for new students to find out what Ren Lake College can do for you. Registration for summer classes continues through June 6th. Call us at 618-437-5321 or find us online at rlc.edu. Ren Lake College, your journey starts here.
Whether it's Mother Nature's inability to decide on a season, a weekend that got a little out of hand, or just life, there's always something looking to damage your vehicle. This is Chase Landers from Landers Collision Centers. Maybe winter weather turned your full-size sedan into a compact, or a little hail has your truck looking like Swiss cheese. Perhaps a deer decided to go for a ride on your hood, or maybe your truck is missing its hitch and bumper after pulling your little brother out of the ditch last weekend. Did a bad breakup leave a little graffiti on your SUV? We hope not, but we've seen it all, and we certainly don't judge. Whatever mess life has created for your vehicle, we'll clean it up. As a direct repair facility for many insurance companies, we take care of just about everything, even getting you into a temporary vehicle while we restore yours. That's the Landers difference. Top to bottom, big or small, Landers fixes them all. Come see us in Mount Vernon and Salem and ask us about free detailing for the life of your vehicle. Or call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball.
8-7-1 are the Mount Vernon Rams. They are 1-2 in the South 7 Conference, while Cahokia comes in 1-4. They are 0-1 in South 7 Conference play. Their lone game to this point has been against the Century Orphans. Lost that one 10-0, and a no-hit bid, of course, by the Orphans. Rams will see Centralia coming up on Tuesday. But for now, the Rams will have the Cahokia Comanches, a team they'll see again at Brennan Klein Memorial Field in early May. But here today, the Rams looking to get back up to 500, I should say, in conference play. Lost a close one on the road at Althoff on Tuesday by a score of 2-1. Not as if the Rams had their struggles defensively, played very well, had solid pitching, but Solid pitching from Austin Keene in the win for the Crusaders. They improved to a perfect 3-0 in conference play. Looking for 4-0 today as well. It'll be a busy day around the South Summit Conference. Lady Rams are also here in Cahokia. They're at the high school today. The JV Rams are back in action today against Cahokia. That is also at the high school. Of course, in conference play around the South 7, I believe Cahokia and Altoff do business today, and it's Marion and Centralia at Marion. So glad to be with you here from Sauget Field, a beautiful facility remodeled in 2012. Putting fescue down in the infield and outfield, of course, an all-turf mound over fiberglass, and they redid the fencing. We're 2 years into that, and, of course, a beautiful facility, once the home of the Frontier League's Gateway Grizzlies. Grizzlies, of course, in about 2002, moved into their brand-new ballpark, known then as I-255 Stadium. Since then, it's undergone a couple of naming rights changes, but now known as GCS Ballpark. That's where the Grizzlies reside. Here, it's the home of the Cahokia Comanches now at Sauget Field, also the home of the St. Louis Men's Baseball League. I believe a league of approximately 30 to 45 teams. They play at this field. Often you'll see them come in and play right after a high school baseball game here at beautiful Sauget Field. Again, undergoing changes 2 years ago. This is in its third full season. What a beautiful facility it happens to be at Sauget Field in the village of Sauget. It's an unincorporated village, although it is technically a village that has police departments and fire protection, but it is technically a village of East St. Louis, but a beautiful little community, quaint, just outside of Cahokia, East St. Louis, and, of course, nearby Duco as well, in St. Clair County near the river. So we're glad to be here with you from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. We'll have Rams baseball coming up shortly. It is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. You'll find Community First Bank in their 5 Jefferson County branches in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Jefferson County's market leader in terms of banking. Of course, plenty more to talk about on your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That number is 1-888-LANDERS. They have expanded their collision repair facilities in both Mount Vernon and Salem. That is the Landers difference. Log on to LandersAuto.com, bringing you this pregame show here this afternoon as the Mount Vernon Rams battle the Cahokia Comanches. Rams are a game over 500 at 8-7-1. Again, they're a game under 500 in conference play at 1-2, looking to right that wrong here today against the Comanches. Starting on the hill for Cahokia will be Chaz Johnson. Hollis Riggins will do the catching. C.J. Jones at third base, Mount Harrison, I should say, is your shortstop. Antoine Johnson at second base, Thomas Bell at first. Tyler Bryant is the left fielder. Jerome Johnson, of course, will be the center fielder. And Dorian Hitcherson is out and right. Your Rams batting order, courtesy of the Page Agency. Call 242-7000 for a health quote, or log on to pageinsurance.net. That is the Page Agency on Crownview in Mount Vernon. We'll get started in just a moment. First for the Mount Vernon Rams, Ryan Campbell, the shortstop, will lead off. Blake Jones, the center fielder, moves all the way up to the 9-hole to bat second. Thomas Weber, the catcher, will bat third. It's Jake Pike in the cleanup spot at first base. Jackson Morton back fifth as your designated hitter. Zach Giants in right field about sixth. Derek Hayes, the third baseman, batting seventh. It'll be Zach Brookman in left field batting eighth. Reed Millwood moves down the order to the ninth spot. He rounds it out at second base. And that is your Rams batting order today, presented by the Page Agency on Crownview in Mount Vernon. Log on to pageinsurance.net to find your quote online. Or again, call 242-7000. That is the Page Agency. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zawinski on assignment. Glad to have you with us on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Today you can follow us for updates on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We'll have information on Facebook throughout the weekend as far as where the Rams will be heading. Lady Rams are here today in Cahokia as well. They're over at the high school. We are in the tiny village of Sauget. Again, a village of about 300 people just outside of East St. Louis and Cahokia here in St. Clair County. We'll get started in just a moment. It'll be beautiful sunny skies. Temperatures around the 66-degree mark. Winds will probably be out of the northwest at around 8 miles per hour. Shouldn't be too much of a factor. No flag here to gauge just how strong or stiff the winds will be, but should be relatively calm, all things considered. You may hear the buzz of train horns in the background. Of course, this tiny little village was once known as Monsanto, named after the company that formed this particular community. It was renamed Sauget after the town's first mayor. The Sauget family is still very active in the community, with Richard Sauget Jr. still as the mayor of this village. So the community, obviously, taking its namesake after that family. The field known as Sauget Field, again, we told you, remodeled back in 2012. The coaches meeting at home plate. Joe Moore, now the head coach of the Cahokia Comanches. He takes the place of Chris Schaefer, who is no longer at the helm, but he's at Belleville East High School, of course, helping with their football program now, the Lancers. That's a little bit about that before we get started. Thank you for listening to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers, 6 to them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Landers, of course, also will detail your car for life. That's right. Ask about free detailing for the life of your ride at Landers Collision Centers next time you have collision repair work done. Tim Holloway, Joe Moore meet with the home plate umpire. They will exchange lineup cards. We'll get started here in just a moment. Thought we were going to get started a little bit early. Still on pace to do that. Maybe about, I don't know, at this rate, maybe about 5 minutes early. Thought we were going to get started about 4:17, maybe 4:15, but the conversation and a little bit of dilly-dallying will keep us from that. We await the infield umpire. I think they kind of got their wires crossed and who was going to be working the bases and who was going to be calling the balls and strikes. So we shall get started here in just a tiny, teensy little moment. We'll try to have score updates from around the South 7 Conference today. Those will be presented by your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon, Tony Wilch. You can find him on the corner of 42nd and South Water Tower, online at TonyWilch.com, or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. It'll be Campbell, Jones, Weber, Pike, Horton, Giant, Hayes, Brookman, and Millwood, top to bottom in the Ram lineup. Of course, we gave that to you a moment ago. We'll meet the Cahokia batting order in the bottom half of the first inning. Of course, we'll see how the Rams are able to do defensively when we get to know them as well at that same time frame, presented by the Page Agency. Shaking of hands going on. That means baseball set to start here momentarily. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. You can find us on Facebook as well, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. Rams will be heading to Paducah for the McCracken County Baseball Invitational tomorrow. 11:15 will be your pregame for game number 1 as the Rams will battle Memphis U-High. There are the Owls. The 2 o'clock game will have about a 1:45 pregame. Of course, it's all dependent upon how the tournament runs tomorrow. It's not really necessarily even a tournament, more as it's just an invitational. The Rams will have Bartlett, Tennessee. They are the Panthers. That'll be your 2 o'clock matchup from that tournament. And then at Brooks Stadium on Saturday, 10:45 will be your pregame. It's the only game at that stadium in this invitational. The rest on Saturday will be played at McCracken County High School, but the Rams will have an 11 o'clock matchup, 10:45 pregame, against the Henderson County, Kentucky Colonels. They'd had 3 times fast and might have some issues. That'll be the Rams weekend, of course, here on Easter weekend as they head to Paducah to play some baseball. They'll have a fun experience. The team will get to stay overnight. I learned where they're staying in Paducah, so they should have a good team bonding exercise as they look to get a fat record coming back in the regular season play in Illinois the following week. After McCracken County, the Rams will take Monday off. They will have the Central Orphans on the road on Tuesday. They'll travel to Central on Wednesday and have another conference game at home. It should be Althoff coming to Brennan Clyde Memorial Field on Thursday. So busy week for the Rams after a busy weekend getaway. We see the warm-up pitches coming from Chaz Johnson, the right-hander, and we'll get to baseball here in just a moment. The Rams actually left the infield practice probably about 10 minutes ago now. Probably about 4:12 is when they left the field, so we thought we were going to get started a little bit earlier. Warm-up pitches commenced, and we should have baseball here in just a moment. WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with you. Hunter Schrader back in our Mount Vernon studio. DC on assignment today. He rejoins us again tomorrow when the Rams head for their weekend trip to Paducah. Behind the plate, it's Hollis Riggin, C.J. Jones, Devon Harrison, Antoine Johnson, and Thomas Bell from third to first in the infield. And around the horn in the outfield, Tyler Bryant, Jerome Johnson, and Dorian Hitcherson. For Joe Moore's Cahokia Comanches, who I understand are 1-4 on the year, but 0-1 in South 7 Conference play. They lost to the Central Orphans 10-0. No hit that game, but a team and a program that has shown immense signs of improvement over the past 4 to 5 years. So we'll see what they're able to put together today against this Ram lineup. We told you we're going to have some changes in the batting order. A little bit of a switcheroo from the 2 spot to the 9 spot. So we'll see how that works out for Tim Holloway today as the Rams looking to get 2 games back above 500 overall. Looking to get 2 500 in conference play. Again, tough losses. The Rams, if they just have maybe 3-4 more runs, are probably at the top undefeated in the conference. But lost 1-0 contest, of course, with Marion and a 2-1 contest with Althoff. Only beat Carbondale by 1. So the conference is appearing to be rather stacked from top to bottom. You take a look at Althoff, the only team that is undefeated is 3-0. Going into Tuesday, most of the teams are 1-1 in conference play, and then after some losses, things got a little bit more cloudy from top to bottom in conference play. But we do know Althoff has Carbondale today, so we'll be waiting with bated breath to see the winner of that one. We'll get started now, it looks like, at about 4:24, 6 minutes early as the first pitch comes in. It is ripped into left field by Ryan Campbell. He'll start off with a single. And that will bring in Blake Jones, who comes up to the number 2 spot in Tim Holloway's order with a runner on and nobody out. We got started again at 4:24. That's 16:24 on your military clock. As will be another right-hander in the lineup. We'll see how BJ does against Chaz Johnson. 1 pitch, 1 hit thus far. The Rams and Comanches are scoreless in this top half of the first inning. Sizable lead off of first for the junior shortstop Campbell. And Johnson will wisely step off of the rubber here on this turf mound. The right fielder Hitcherson playing closer to center, as this is going to be a changeup that's missed by Jones, and the count quickly becomes 0-1. So, runner on first, nobody out, top 1 here from Stoje Field. Dimensions are 312 down the left field line, 364 left center field gap, 390 straight away, 361 in right center, and 319 down the right field line. So no 2 locations are the same, at least where they are marked. 0-1 the count to Jones, top of the first inning, 1 on, nobody out, and he'll take a pitch off of the outside corner, and the count will be 1 ball and 1 strike to Jones with Thomas Weber on deck. Pike to follow, should the inning get that far. That's barring the double play, of course, with the runner on first. Out of the stretch will come the pitcher Johnson. That's going to be well outside, and the count becomes 2 balls and 1 strike. So Jones works ahead here. New spot in the order. I believe this is actually where he started this season, if memory serves correct. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. So glad to have you with us, courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. They welcome you back to Personal Banking. Also have the 1 account. Runners going on the pitch, and safe at second base with the stolen bag will be Ryan Campbell. So Campbell will find himself with a stolen base. The count will move to 3 balls and a strike here to Blake Jones. He has an RBI chance already in the top half of the first, as the Rams look to get back to 500 in South 7 Conference play. Their next conference game will be at Sprayfield in Centralia on Tuesday. They will have the Orphans. 3 balls and a strike. Here comes. Jones will reach out for it. That should stick through the infield. Tim Holloway is going to hold the runner at third. And 3 runners at the corners on back-to-back base hits by the Rams offense in this top half of the scoreless first inning. So now, if you're the catcher, Thomas Weber, 3rd spot in the order, leading the team in multiple offensive categories, you start to lick your lips a little bit at the opportunity presented in front of you. We're in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios driven by Ford Square today. Check out the Ford F-Series at Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, online at FordSquare.com. As Weber will stand in, runners at the corners. Nobody out in the top half of this first inning. No score yet from Stoje Field, but that could change as Tom Fulkerson makes his way in. Of course, due to his primary employment, of course, he gets here late at times. Or later, I should say. He's always on time. Here comes. That's going to be straight into the back of Weber. So just like that, the Rams have the bases juiced with nobody out for Jake Pike. So bases loaded, nobody out. Tim Holloway will send in a sign as they'll have a courtesy runner for Weber. Of course, it'll be Connor Story as the Rams have the bases loaded here in the first. You can find Rend Lake College online at rlc.edu. See how you can save thousands of dollars on your college education. And apply online while you're there. They present our video streaming. Camera put up for the outdoor sports, but we'll get it back out to the graduation on May the 24th as the first pitch sails high to Pike. He gets ahead here 1-0. Top of the first, no score yet. Rams stressing with the bases loaded. Comanches trying to get out of the inning. Chaz Johnson's going to have a tough task here out of the stretch, the right-hander. Back foot about the middle of the rubber. Right down central. And here comes a pitch, waved at a miss by Pike. Off-speed delivery, and a good pitch it was. So that evens the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake Pike, of course, with the bases loaded. Nobody out in the top of the first. And a great chance for the shallow outfield, maybe to put one in the gap or burn an outfielder. See what happens on the 1-1. Here it comes. That's going to be high and away. 2 balls and a strike to Pike with Jackson Horton in the on-deck circle. So the Rams go right, 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 left to left, right to start off this first inning. If it gets as far as I told you. Tomahawk swing will be found down the first base line. And Pike has an even count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Serwinski is on assignment. He's back with us tomorrow. Hunter Schrader in our Mount Vernon studio. Helping you with this Rams baseball game. WMIX Sports, WMIXSports.com. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pike, and he'll chase after this one. Going to lift it into right field. On the run will be Hitcherson. He won't be able to come up with it. Pike is on his horse, headed for second. Actually, he will have to hold up. The runner's not too aggressive in front of Pike. Now he'll take second base. throw unable to be cut off, and that was just a case where the Rams runners had to be tentative, but that tentativeness happened to catch him. It'll go down as a 2 RBI single, and the Rams take a 2-0 lead here in the first. Pike did, of course, go on to second base, but because of the tentative base running, wasn't able to go guns blazing. Probably could have gotten to third, but again, had to be cautious. The ball was hit just beyond the shallow right fielder. Hitchison did a great job to limit the damage, cut it off quickly. But right now, we'll see what happens. Jackson Horton will stand in with 2 on and nobody out. A 2-0 Ram lead here in the top of the first inning. Trying to threaten the Comanches early, and this is going to be a pitch on the outside corner. That is a beautiful pitch for 0-1 to Horton. No balls, 1 strike, top of the first, 2-0 ball game. And this one, Horton will reach for it. Ground ball to the second baseman, Johnson, fires over to first. And the run will score on the ground out RBI, 4-3. That'll bring in Gines with the runner on third base. As advancing was Pike. So your score becomes 3-0 now in the top of the first with 1 gone. As Campbell Jones and Weber's courtesy runner Story cross the plate here in the top of the first. Giants has been hitting the ball well lately. Rams as a team have been up and down all season. Zach's been a noticeable bright spot in the Ram lineup. Here in the top of the first, 3-0 ball game. Pitch on the way. Off speed, and it's going to be swung and a miss for 0-1 to Giants. Always bank on your hometown team. Community First Bank is never far away in Jefferson County. Community First Bank welcomes you back to personal banking. Mountford and Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. So a soft toss into the back of Giants is going to put another aboard. It'll be runners at the corners. As the Rams will send in Derek Hayes, the third baseman, with first and third and 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. 3-0 ball game as the Rams have scored 3 early runs. Looking to try to get the bats going. So the catcher, Hollis Riggins, will talk it over Chaz Johnson. Ran into Mr. Riggins prior to the game, had a nice conversation. I also spoke with C.J. Jones prior to the game, the Comanche third baseman. 1 gone. Hayes shows spot, pulls back. The runner's going. Throw is going to be down. Second base. Good cut play there. Harrison stepped in front of it. Johnson stepped in front of it. So it'll be second and third here. The Rams have a double RBI chance for Derek Hayes. 1-0 the count. Of course, a ball called. I was looking down, didn't see it. So that'll make it 4-0 Rams. The third base will go Giants. I've seen the tendency for that to happen today. It was called there. Didn't quite see what happened looking down, making some notations in the book. See what happens the rest of the way. Runner on third, 1 out, 4-0 ball game. Coach Moore wants an explanation. He'll get it. He'll go back to the dugout, and we'll get back to the action here in just a moment. Glad to have those of you listening worldwide at WMIXSports.com. The 1-0 pitch is going to go low. 2-0 the count here to Derek Hayes. Brookman in the on-deck circle for the Rams. Reed Millwood, the follow, represents the 9th batter in the lineup. He gets that far ground ball beyond the third baseman. Good play off the hop by Harrison. Fires over to first off the bag. Will pull the first baseman. So on the air will reach Derek Hayes. And coming in to score will be Zach Giants. So 5-0 Rams on top here in the top of the first. 1 out and a runner on first base. For the right-handed batter, Zach Brookman. So the Rams hoping to have a big inning here, already on top 5-0 in the opening half of this first inning on the road at Sauget Field. Pitch outside, back to first. Will go Hayes. It'll be 1-0 to Brookman. Millwood took the spot of Jones in the 2-hole for most of the season. Comes back down in adjustments to the lineup. Possibly a small ball effort, but Millwood batting 9th today. So Brookman will plant one. Ground ball in the right field. Hayes will hold up at second base, and there'll be runners on first and second now, and a single by Brookman. You feel bad taking away the base hit from Hayes, but the throw beat him down there by 4 or 5 steps. Just pulled the first baseman off the bag, but a clean single in the right center field for Brookman puts runners on first and second for Reed Millwood. 1 out top of the first. 5-0 your score. Rams on top. Millwood will take a step out of the box. He follows us on Twitter, so should you. At WMIX Sports. Cahokia High School follows us on Twitter, as a matter of fact. Chop ground ball off the glove of the pitcher. He'll step off the diamond, pick it up, make a clean play over to first base, and 1-3 is your second out. So the Rams do bat around here in the first. We'll see Ryan Campbell again. And we're getting his second plate appearance of this top half of the inning. Has two in scoring position on second and third, a 5-0 lead with 2 outs in this top half of the first inning. We'll get to know the Cahokia Comanches batting order in the bottom half. It'll all be coming up. Will this inning continue as Campbell's going to await a pitch high and inside? We'll be 1-0. Campbell took the first pitch of the game in the left field for a base hit, stole a base, and later came around to score on the RBIs by Pike. Got the scoring early. 1-0 pitch, and this one is going to be right in the center field for 2 runs batted in. Campbell is 2 for 2 already in the first inning, and that makes it 7-0 Rams. The Rams have their big inning, as it's a 2 RBI single for Ryan Campbell. He's 2 for 2. And he stays put at first base. Another bring in Jones. He singled and scored his last time. Still in the top of the first, this time 2 outs and a runner on first base. Jazz Johnson trying to get the Comanches out of the inning. Out of the stretch he'll come. The right-hander's going to get a pop-up. Could do it. Here in the first. Caught just outside of the second base bag by the shortstop Harrison. So, fly ball out to the shortstop. Takes care of the Rams. They lead 7-0 after one half. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Chevrolet Open House event is going on now at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Come see the finest American-engineered and manufactured lineup of great vehicles, which come with free maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles, 336 bumper-to-bumper, and 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Toyota, Ford, and Chrysler can't touch this. Come to Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Your spine is a miracle of engineering, so when pain strikes, your body is telling you to get help fast. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois is proud to feature their spine care team. Doctors Kowalski and Smith, the professionals at Orthopedic Center, specialize in back and neck pain. So put our spine care team on the job. Find out more online at orthocenter-si.com. Stop the pain, fix the problem, and enjoy life again. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Welcome back, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with you. Hunter Schrader back in our Mount Vernon studio. 7-0 Rams on top as we head to the bottom half of the first. Damon Harris, the shortstop, leads off. C.J. Jones, the third baseman, in second spot. Chaz Johnson, the pitcher, bats third. It'll be Tyler Bryant, the left fielder, in the cleanup spot. Jerome Johnson, the center fielder, bats fifth. Hollis Riggins, the catcher, will bat sixth. It'll be Antoine Johnson, the second baseman, batting seventh. Thomas Bell, the first baseman, eighth. And Dorian Hitcherson rounds out the batting order in right field. Well, the Rams are going to rely on Sam Storman for this first inning. He'll be pitching by committee today. Opening out here early with a 7-0 lead as the first pitch will be low and away to Harrison for ball one. 1-0 the quick count. Second Chance Auto, one of our great Rams sponsors. Find them on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. We'll tell you more after the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be laced right back up the middle. Takes a wild hop at the center for Blake Jones, and that'll be a leadoff single for Harrison to bring in C.J. Jones. Second Chance Auto has the largest selection of pre-owns priced under $10,000 in one location. Also, bank rate financing for all. Find out more, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. So C.J. Jones will stay in against Sam Storm. It's 7-0 Rams on top here in the bottom of the first. A runner on for the Comanches, nobody out. We see Storman out of the stretch, and that's more of a swinging bunt by Jones to fall behind here, 0-1. Nothing to 1 the count. A runner on. Nobody out for Cahokia. Here comes the pitch on the way. That was a foul ball to the backstop. It'll be 0-2. It was a long inning for the Comanches. It gave up 7 runs, only 5 of them earned. As we wait the 0-2, here it comes, and this one is going to be lifted into right center field. That's going to burn the Rams outfield. That'll go to the wall. Around first, headed for second, it's Jones. Harrison's going to be waved around to score. There goes the goose eggs. As the throw to third will be inside. So they'll go down as a double for C.J. Jones of the RBI variety. And he's gunned down 9-5. 7-1 your score. Rams on top. They're up 6 in the bottom half of the first. 1 out. Bases empty now for Chaz Johnson, the pitcher. would have had an RBI chance, but now with one out and nobody on, he'll take a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. ComFirstBank.net. Learn more worldwide, especially about that one account featuring free checking and high-yield interest. One means more at Community First Bank. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ooh. I got nothing in 2 to Chaz Johnson. We're on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Facebook as well. 1-2, golf that and miss. Actually fouled off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 2 gone, or 1 gone rather here as I look at the scoreboard in the bottom half of the first inning. 7-1 ball game. Here comes the pitch on the way. Gets dirty, gets stopped by Weber. That'll even the count at 2-2. Rams scored 7 runs. Again, 5 of them earned in the top half of the inning. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be hard hit. Ground ball to short. Campbell will pick it up. Fires across the diamond in time, and 6-3 will be out number 2. It'll bring in Tyler Bryant with 2 outs and the bases empty. Seven runs, 5 hits, 1. 7 runs, 5 hits, no errors yet. 1 left aboard for the Rams. Comanches thus far have 1 run on 2 hits with 1 error. Nobody on yet, but Tyler Bryant, the left fielder, hoping to change that as he'll take a first pitch low. It'll be 1-0. Winning Edge has a great selection of Rams apparel. They're downtown Mount Vernon location, 212 South 9th Street. See what they can customize for you at winningedgeusa.com. Winning Edge now at Mount Vernon and Centralia. 2-0 the count here to Bryant. Sam Storman, your starter today for the Rams. Derek Hayes at third, Ryan Campbell at short. Reed Millwood at second, Jake Pike at the first baseman, Zach Brookman, Blake Jones, Zach Giants from left to right in the outfield. Of course, Weber does the catching. 3-0 count on the batter, Bryant. Sam Storman looking for an out pitch here with 2 gone. It'll actually be inside corner strike to make it 3 balls and a strike with Jerome Johnson on deck. Here for the Comanches in the home half of the first inning. 7-1 ball game. Comanches got a run across and an RBI double by Jones. As the 3-1 pitch gets dirty, and that'll be a 2-out walk. And those are the dangerous ones. Lead off and 2 outs. Not quite what you want to see. Coach Holloway indicated to be pitching by committee for the Rams today, going into a busy weekend. Gave us an inside glimpse at his starters. We won't talk about that on the air. We'll just tell you we know whom they might be as they head to the McCracken County Invite tomorrow and Saturday. First pitch strike to Johnson. Swung on a miss, 0-1. Runner on first, 2 outs in the bottom half of this first inning. It'll be popped up left side. Let's see. Hayes will get chased. So will Campbell. It'll be Campbell going for a diving effort in foul territory. Can't come up with it. So it'll be 0-2 to Johnson. Riggins to follow in the Comanche lineup. That's 0-2 is the count with 2 outs. Runner on first for the Comanches. Snuck a run across the plate. Leadoff batter actually got a base hit. Then a double by Jones, but he was gunned down at third. Oh, it was a strong throw by the right fielder, Zach Giants. A good tag by Hayes. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, curveball on the outside corner that misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jerome Johnson, wearing the red sleeves, Cahokia in their blue tops. White font across the chest with white numerics on the lower stomach, and now that'll be fouled off. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. See what happens. We'll try to get some score updates from around the region today. I know Marion and Centralia tangling on both baseball and softball side. Tomahawk swing picked up off the grass. Hayes fires over to first in time. So it's 7-1 Rams through 1. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One account is a high interest earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balances. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt. I want to thank Mount Vernon and the surrounding area for continuing to support us over the past 5 years. If you have never sat down with someone to go over your insurance program, let me invite you into our office. Let us show you what working with the industry leader, represented by a local agent, can do for you. I'm located just off 42nd Street. You can reach our office 24 hours a day at 242-1421 or on the web at tonywilt.com. Thanks again, and go Rams.
Find us on Facebook. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
And welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. 7-1 ball game. Rams on top, so we head to the top of the second. We will see Weber, Pike, Horton. So the meat of the Ram lineup here in inning number 2. They lead 7-1. 7 runs, 5 hits. No errors with 1 left aboard. The Comanches, meanwhile, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error. They've stranded a runner as well. See what kind of score updates we can find for you. Hit up the Twitterverse in just a moment. You can follow us at WMIX Sports. Interesting question from Steve Spatansky, who I'm told plays here in that men's league. Of course, Tim Holloway brought him up prior to the game. Talking about the all-turf fiberglass mound that they have here. Talking about the footing and the landing area. Footing actually appears to be pretty good today. 1-0 the count here to Weber. Took one low from the pitcher, Johnson. Takes another one. It'll be 2-0 here to Thomas. I was kind of wondering about that because the turf here a little bit newer on that mound. They put in fescue grass in 2012. Some of the improvements they made is that's going to be over the head of Weber. 3-0 pitch coming. There it is. Ground ball off of the glove of the third baseman, Jones. Down the first will go Thomas. That was going to be a tough play, so Thomas gets a single on that after getting plunked his first at bat. Hard to call that an error. Tried to backhand it, tough hop. And so now Connor Story will be the personal courtesy runner today for the catcher, Weber. It'll be up to Jake Pike. He had a 2 RBI double or single his last time. Ended up at second base after the throw home, but Rams had to be conservative on the base paths at that point, as that looked like the potential for a fly ball out. Dorian Richardson was on the run. Came up just short trying for the grab, and ends up as a few runs across the plate for the Rams. 7-1 score at this point, and that pitch will miss up and away to the left-handed Pike. 4-1-0. See what happens. Here comes. Pike's going to rip this, but it's a ground ball to the second baseman. Looks to turn 2 to second for 1. Oh, and the first for the other, but just beating it by a hair is Pike, and that'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice force out. So a Story off of the base path. Belleville West and O'Fallon are scoreless after 1 in baseball action. Altamont leads Mulberry Grove 3-0 after 1. On the baseball side, according to Twitter. Of course, here, the Rams lead Cahokia 7-1. Pike going on the pitch. He's going to be safe at second. The throw was a good one. Just Pike beat it there. There's 1 out. The Rams have a runner in scoring position. 1-0 the count to the DH. Jackson Horton had a RBI ground out his last time. Got the third run across the plate, and now here comes the lefty's going to take it up and away. 2 balls, no strikes for Horton. Scoreboard updates today are presented by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent. Find him online at TonyWilt.com. Look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. Or stop in for a visit. 42nd and South Water Tower, right there on the corner. It's hard to miss. Horton, left-handed designated hitter. Runner going again. It's Pike. From the knees, a great throw, and just underneath the tag will go Pike. That was a good throw from the knees of Riggins. Made it interesting. 3 balls, 1 strike now the count to Horton with Giants on deck here in the Rams second. 1 out and a runner on third. Looking to get some more across the plate here. With desires of maybe getting home a little early with the early trek to Paducah in the morning. 3-1 coming. That's going to be front-footed to the second baseman. Picked up by Johnson. Fires. Another 4-3 ground out by Horton. He's front-footed both of those ground outs, but brings in 2 runs as a result. On the day, not in this particular at-bat, it's 8-1 Rams. So a decent day at the dish for Horton. Been productive. As 2 runs batted in steps Giants with the bases empty at 2 outs. He'll take a pitch in the third. It'll be 1-0. One checking from Community First Bank of the Heartland. He'll say more about it after this pitch to Giants. Fouls it off to even the count of 1-1 strike. It's free checking plus high-yield interest. Available at Community First Bank of the Heartland, the market leader in Jefferson County, with 5 branches, Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. 1-1 the count to Giants. Make it 2-1. Is that on this over his head, and the right-hander gets ahead here. He was hit by a pitch his last time, came in to score. Now the Rams lead at 8-1. They're looking for some more offense here in the top half of the second. Cahokia will have Riggins, Johnson, Bell in the bottom half. Pitch in route. That's going to be over the head. 3 balls and a strike to Zach. Of course, the St. Louis Men's Baseball League plays here. They're actually the ones that helped get it remodeled. 3-1 comes. It'll be tapped off at the plate, foul ball. It'll be a full count to Giants. Not too far from Cahokia High School. Not too far from St. Louis Downtown Airport. And not too far from the new Grizzlies field over there at GCS Ballpark, where the Rams will play on April the 28th. This one will be fouled off. Nobody's going to get to it. Well over the backstop, and we do it again. Speaking of April the 28th, there at GCS Ballpark, at some point before or after the varsity contest against Alton, the John Scribner Memorial Scholarships will be handed out. I believe this will be the 20th anniversary of that particular honor. I think over 200. A big number. 20th year and over 200 scholarships have been handed out in memory of the late John Scribner. The Giants bounce another one off of the left field fence near the bullpen, and we do it again. Full count, 2 gone, bases empty into the top of the second. Rams score another to make it 8-1. Here comes the make-or-break pitch. Front-footed, foul ball down the third base line, and again, we do it. But a 9-pitch at bat for Zach Giants. On the video game, this will get you extra points. See what happens on the 10th pitch. This one is going to be ripped foul, so again, a 10-pitch AB for Zach Giants, who's hanging in there, driving that pitch count up and ripping him so hard that Tim Holloway's going to back out of the coach's box a few steps. And here it comes. He'll turn on this, so that one's going to be another foul ball. He'll choke up on the bat slightly and see what he can do on pitch number 12. Full count, 2 gone, nobody on. Top of the second, 8-1 score, and he'll turn on another. Comes inside, just got the timing off a little bit. Make some notations in another part of the book, because right now my strike marks look more like asterisks instead of circles. Pitch number 13 will be on its way in just a moment to Zach Giants. Nobody on, 2 out here in the second. Rams up a touchdown. Here comes. Foul back to do it again. So a bit of a nuisance in the batter's box is Zach Giants, but he's hit the ball very well lately. Had a big day, I thought, against Belleville East, going 3 for 4, scoring twice, bringing one in. How will pitch number 14 of the at-bat turn out? We'll find out. Make or break time. That's going to come up and in. And what a at-bat by Giants. So it ends up in a 2-out walk, and in will stroll number 17, Derek Hayes, the third baseman. Reached on an air and scored his last time. It's all the way back in the first, and with as many that were fouled out, I'm not sure how there's any baseballs left, but somehow we keep playing. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the second. It's an 8-1 ball game. Mount Vernon on top of Cahokia. The runner going. And this one's going to be driven left center field. Jerome Johnson will give chase out in left center and won't be able to make the grab. Didn't take enough steps back, and that is going to be a double by Hayes. A run's going to come in to score, and the Rams take a 9-1 lead on the RBI double by Derek Hayes. Well, there you go. That's why you run hard with 2 outs. The Giants came in to score all the way from first base after a 14-pitch at bat. That's just incredible. So now that brings in Zach Brookman with a runner on second and 2 outs. The Rams take a 9-1 lead. Let's see if they can get to double digits here in the second inning. Pitch on the way. Here it comes. Soft hit ground ball. Antoine Johnson picks it up, skin of the grass, and throws over the first. That's going to do it for the Rams here through 1.5. It's 9-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. We have one of the hottest car lines in the industry with the Ford Fiesta, Focus, and Fusion. The Ford brand was the top-selling brand in the United States in 2013, and we at Ford Square are determined to make that happen again in 2014. Ford is number one because the Fusion hugs curves and embraces fuel efficiency. The Focus is your friend at the pump and your love on the road. And the Ford Fiesta is taking fun and efficiency further. We have over 40 of these cars in stock right now waiting for you. We can offer huge cashback savings and want to deal. We will do anything to make 2014 even better and keep Ford number one. Come see our associates at Ford Square, 1501 Broadway, Mount Vernon, Illinois, and we will show you why the best never rest. You can always view our new and pre-owned inventory online at fordsquare.com.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball.
And we welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the second. Rams score 7 in the first, 2 in the second, take a 9-1 lead. Cahokia scored their run, obviously, in the bottom of the first, their only chance. So Derek Hayes will be your new Ram pitcher, pitching by committee today. Everybody's going to go roughly an inning, so that actually makes things easier to figure out. Storman goes 1 inning, allowed 1 run, 2 hits, walked 1 and struck out none. Could see him in Paducah at some point. It'll be Derek Hayes taking over. We'll get to know the rest of the Rams. Looks like, for the most part, everybody's going to remain just about the same. Storman capable of playing a corner outfield spot or a corner infield spot. Simply goes over to third base. He is probably one of the more versatile guys on the team. Had a tough go, I should say, against East. Starts out the game in left field. Actually ends up at the third, and then this is all in the first inning, mind you. Then ends up as the pitcher who goes 6 2/3 innings to get the win against Belleville Leafs. So not a bad effort that day by Sam Storman. Only gives up the 1 run today, though, so another good effort. We'll see what Derek Hayes has to do against the Comanche lineup. He'll have Hollis Riggins, Antoine Johnson, and Thomas Bell, 6, 7, and 8. And Joe Moore's lineup. Rams on top by a score of 9-1. It's presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. You can find them in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and 90. You can find us at Cahokia in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by King City Chrysler Center. Ask about Express Lane, fast oil changes, and more. 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. You can just stop on in, no appointment necessary. Riggins gets Hayes, and he'll swing and miss with a fastball for 0-1. Mr. Riggins, and of course, I believe C.J. Jones was up here earlier. Helped me get set up today. Had nice conversations before the game with many of the Comanches as we wait the 0-1. It'll be outside to Riggins, 1-1. This is actually our 4th trip to Cahokia this year as the 1-1 comes. That'll be swung on a miss. Actually, maybe the 5th. Do so many games in the year, struggling to remember if we came over here for volleyball or not. We came over here for football, boys basketball, girls basketball. As the 1-2 comes, the 1-2 will be a foul tip. Able to hang on Weber, and then it'll be 1-2. One of those tough backspins to catch. I may have made it sound negative toward the Ram catcher. Didn't mean it that way. This will be swung on a miss. Good pitch in the dirt. Weber will pick it up and fire over to first. That'll be the first down of the inning, and 1 batter, 1 strikeout now for Derek Hayes. As the Rams go pitching by committee. 9-1 ball game here in the bottom half of the second as we see Antoine Johnson checked. He's the second baseman for the Comanches. Chris Hugo with you. If you're wondering where DC's been, he'll be back with us tomorrow for 2 games, and Saturday a game at Brooks Stadium at Paducah. Look at the facilities at Edward Jones Field at McCracken County High School. What a nice park they have. And 1-0 comes. Swung on a miss. Good fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. See what's going on around the area today. Quite a few teams getting their games in. The weather is much better than it was toward the end of early part of this week. As this will be fouled off toward the restroom and concession area. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Johnson. Bell in the on-deck circle for Cahokia. They're 1-4 overall. I believe beat Carbondale last year in conference play as the 1-2 comes. Strike on the outside corner, and so back-to-back Ks to start the inning from the hand of Derek Hayes, which rhymed. Leaves 2 outs and nobody on for Cahokia in a 9-1 ball game in the bottom half of the second inning. Red Lake College powers our video streaming. Log on to rlc.edu. See which of their more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you. Apply online while you're there. Big lefty cut by Bell. Swung on a miss, and it's 0-1. Always treated well when we come over to Cahokia, regardless of sport. Whether it be football or basketball, baseball, softball. Made that trip once. Harder to do now. Teams play on the same day at the same time in conference play. As we await the 0-1, here it comes, and that's going to miss up and away to even the count here to Bell. Come over here for volleyball. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's going to be in the dirt and away. 2-1 to Bell. Hitcherson in the on-deck circle. Rams will have 9, 1, and 2 due up in the top of the third. Here it comes. Swung on a miss. That'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rams still looking to sell some tickets to that game at Busch Stadium. Actually, their game, or not with the tickets for, that's free. Cardinals are out of town on May the 4th. As the 2-2 will miss outside, full count. Rams are actually selling tickets to a game on Friday, June 19th against the Philadelphia Phillies. Tickets are in the right field box. It's $22. We'll have some tickets yet to sell. Full count, fouled off, stays alive. Look out in the on-deck circle. You can find those, I believe, at People's National Bank as well as the Mountford and Township High School Athletic Office. Help the Rams play at Busch Stadium on May the 4th. Your tickets, though, will be for June 19th. Fans get to enter free on May the 4th, and that's going to be a free pass. That missed outside on a full count. And a 2-out walk to Bell. Last time we saw a 2-out walk, it was Zach Gines battling off a 14-pitch at bat, and he ended up scoring later on an RBI double by Hayes. So we'll see what happens now with 2 outs and a runner aboard in the second. 9-1, Rams on top of a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. As that point was made on Twitter earlier, it's going to be a high fastball up. 1-0 to Hitcherson. Just past the top of the hour, this is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Worldwide at WMIXsports.com. Just like that, 2-0, another pitch of this. Now they will check. Two on the count, swung and a miss. It'll be 2 balls and a strike to Hitcherson. It's going to be an inside-out swing, ground ball to Pike, and he will end the inning 3 unassisted. So, Cahokia gets the runner aboard. They strand that runner. As we are through 2, it's 9-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sport.
Women's health care just got closer to home, right here in Salem. St. Mary's Good Samaritan Women's Health Care and OBGYNs Dr. Deborah Carson, Dr. Doug Combs, Dr. Jamie Plett, Dr. Elizabeth Byers-Nolan, and Dr. Michael Schifano are seeing patients every Tuesday at the Salem Family Health Center. That means you'll have a full range of OBGYN services close to home, including prenatal and wellness checks, incontinence treatment, and family planning options for when your family's complete. Plus, access to state-of-the-art Da Vinci robotic surgery for quicker recovery and less pain after hysterectomy. Ladies, your health is important, so why not get OBGYN care right here close to home by St. Mary's Good Samaritan Women's Health Care? Call 1-877-456-2496 to make your appointment. That's 1-877-456-2496.
This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
And welcome you back, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. We had the top of the third, 9-1-2 due up with Reed Millwood, Ryan Campbell, and Blake Jones. Rams with a 9-1 lead. Pretty good day at the office for Rams baseball, as Jordan Harris will be your new Comanche pitcher. He comes in with a tough day for the starting pitcher, Chaz Johnson. Don't see him out there on the field. Actually takes over at second base. We'll try to figure out where everybody ended up for the Comanches. So far, it looks like the only significant change. He gave up 7 hits in 2 innings, 9 runs, 7 of them earned. More of his stat line in just a moment. As the first pitch seen by Millwood is going to be low and away to the right-hander for ball 1. Only 3 walks given up by Johnson. The rest were hits. And right now the count is 2-0 to Reed Millwood. Nobody on, nobody out. He starts us off in the third, 9-1 ball game. Pitch across the plate now will make it 2-1. Two-one count, and this will be a ground ball left side of the infield, picked up by the shortstop Harrison. Fires over to first in time, and there's your first out of the inning. And have those of you tuned in on the internet or with us here on WMIX. Back at it tomorrow in our quest to bring you every pitch of Rams baseball and a great assortment of Lady Rams softball. Lady Rams will be in Nashville on Saturday. Of course, they have Cahokia today, also here at Cahokia. They're at the high school. Lady Rams are at Nashville on Saturday, 11 o'clock. First pitch, here comes. Campbell will take low and away for ball 1. You can listen to the Lady Rams on Saturday on our sister station, V1047 and V1047.com. I believe Trey Meyer will have to call that one on. A wild pitch that bounces around. It'll be 2-0 to Campbell. He went 2 for 2 in the first inning. A couple of singles, a run scored, 2 runs batted in. For the Rams junior shortstop. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody on with 1 out here at the top of the third. Here comes Campbell's going to send this the opposite way. Looks like the first baseman calls off the second baseman, makes the grab. So, good play by Bell to scoop it over to the pitcher, Jordan Harris. And 3-1 will be your second out. Curious to see who the Ram pitcher will be in the third. Pitching by committee this afternoon. What kind of adjustments were made, or do you go with Derek Hayes for another? We'll see. Blake Jones will stand in, bases empty, 2 outs. Popped out his second time up in the first. Singleton scored his first time. Now getting his third at bat already here in the third inning. He takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner for 0-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 gone here in the third. Jones will send 1 foul, trickler down the third base line. It's behind here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Comanches will have the top of the order due up in the bottom half, trailing 9-1. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of high school sports. Here on WMIX, welcome back to Personal Banking with our 5 Jefferson County branches and 1 checking, which is free checking and high yield interest. 1 pitch is all it takes for a base hit. In the center field for Jones, who gets the board here with 2 outs, and that'll bring in Thomas Weber. He's singled, and he's been hit by a pitch. Out of the stretch will come the pitcher Harris, and that is going to trickle away between the 5-hole the catcher Riggins. Keeps enough in front of him, though, to keep the runner at first base, so Jones will stay put. Rams and Clinton at Busch Stadium on Sunday, May the 4th. 3:45 will be your pregame. 4 o'clock, your first pitch. The game from Busch Stadium. The following day, they'll head to Itchy Jones Stadium, where they will take on the Murfreesboro Red Devils on Cinco de Mayo. That game will actually be a 5 o'clock start time. 4:45 will be your pregame here on WMIX. And they'll have the Terriers on the road that Tuesday. That's a busy week, too, for the Rams. Every week's a busy week. As the 1-0 pitch misses for 2-0 to Thomas Weber. Rams are one of a few teams that usually get their 35 games in every year. This is already number 17. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. 9-1 is your Ram lead here in the third. Pitch and route. It's going to be high, and 3-0 here to Thomas Weber. Second Chance Auto, one of our great booster sponsors. You can find them on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. They have the largest selection of pre-owns priced at $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, there's a reason why they've been around for over 34 years. 3-0 pitch is going to miss. That'll be a 2-out walk. We'll put runners on first and second here for Jake Pike. Pike scored twice. He reached via fielder's choices last time. It was a 4-6 force out on the lead runner at second. Had a 2 RBI single back in the first. Now has an RBI chance. 2 aboard, 2 gone here in the third. Story on the courtesy run for the catcher Weber. That's going to twist and turn inside, but it's good for a strike to the left-handed Pike. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, top 3. It's a 9-1 ball game. Rams are hoping to get maybe 10 and 11 right here on a well-placed hit in the gap by Pike. Center fielder playing more towards right. And here it comes. If he can go the opposite way, that's going to be a pitch in the dirt. Runners are going to be going down to third base to throw, not in time. And Jones will slide in safely. It'll be second and third now. So Pike gets a big RBI chance here with 2 in scoring position and a 1-1 count. With 2 outs in the top half of this third inning. Hunter Schrader back in our Mount Vernon studio. I'm Chris Hugo, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. You can follow us on the Twitterverse. Try to keep you abreast of the latest goings-on in local sports. The 1-1 coming. This one is going to be hammered into play. It'll be toward the bullpen in left field. And it sneaks out of the yard for a loud strike, and it's 1-2. Memphis, U-High, Bartlett, Tennessee, and Henderson County, Kentucky will be the Rams' opponents to McCracken County Invitational. First game at 11:30 tomorrow. 11:15 will be your WMIX Sports pregame. They have a game going on tonight. I know McCracken County, I think, plays Bartlett tonight. Is this one going to be lifted left side? Could be an out. C.J. Jones will give chase down the left field line. So will the shortstop Harrison as that falls to the foul ball. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Of course, we talked an awful lot about McCracken County Invitational, but the Rams have another big week next week. On the road at Sprayfield and Centralia Tuesday. Travel to Breeze Central on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we'll welcome the Hilltop Crusaders. 1-2 with runners on second and third here in the third inning. A 9-1 ball game. Here comes out of the stretch. It'll be Jordan Harris's offering. He's going to hold up for a second. Pike will call for time and step out. So now Jake will dig back in. The center fielder still playing well right of the second base bag out there in the outfield. As the 1-2 comes, Pike's going to lift this. Could drop for a base hit. That'll go to the gap. And 2 runs across the plate on 2 more runs batted in by Pike. It's 11-1 Rams. So Jones and Story cross the plate on the 2 RBI single. Pike has 4 runs batted in today. And now it'll bring in Jackson Horton. He grounds out to second. It's going to be tough for him to get a run batted in with the runner on first, but he has 2 runs batted in today. Both of them in the 4-3 ground-out variety, but still productive at-bats for Jackson. He's back in the lineup today at designated hitter. Of course, Giants, the right fielder in the on-deck circle, as the Rams try to hang another crooked number here in the third. Here comes the pitch high, the runner Pike going. Now he's in scoring position on the stolen base. So the total bases for Pike continue to climb today. He's having another big day at the office. Hope you'll give us a follow on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. Find us on Facebook later tonight as well. You'll also find a WMIXSports.com scoreboard tonight. As it'll be 1-1 to Jackson Horton, the lefty DH. If they thousands of dollars on your college education, log on to rlc.edu to find out how. They present our video streaming. It returns for the commencement exercises on May 24th. The class of 2014 walk down the stage. This one will sneak through the left side of the infield. Pike's going to come around to score. And now Jackson Horton had his third run batted into the game, and that will make it 12-1. And down the second will stroll Horton, and that throw got away, but he's going to stay put right there on the RBI single. So there you go. And the Rams make it 12-1. Actually, out of characters on Twitter to put a double-digit score, so we're going to have to delete one of our names off of there. I think it'll be our buddy with the odd-looking hat. We can't be too incorrect grammatically. As we wait the pitch here to Zach Gines, Horton's going to take off for third on the fastball. There you go. Harris started off without fault, and then with 2 outs, the Rams get a single from Jones, and that's what's propelled the inning to this point. 1-0 is the count to Giants. Here comes the pitch from Harris, well inside. It'll be quickly 2-0 to Zach. Now we're going to figure that out. West Frankfort leads Harrisburg 6-2 today in baseball action. It's a river-to-river Ohio matchup there at the City Park. Rams beat Frankfort earlier. It was last week on Wednesday. As we wait the 2-0 pitch, out of the windup, it comes from Harris, and that's going to be low in the dirt. He'll throw behind the runner at third base. Horton gets back. But the count is 3 balls, no strikes. 2 gone here in the third. The Rams have added 3 more to take a 12-1 lead. But if the at-bat from Giants is any indicator, Rams are not ready to be done yet. 3-0 coming. That is going to be a strike on the inside corner. It'll be 3-1. Probably the most impressive at-bat of the season with a 14-pitch at-bat to Zach Gines. He walked and scored back in the second. Here comes 3-1 outside. That's going to get away, but Horton's going to stay at third base on another base on ball. So that'll bring in Derek Hayes. Had an RBI double. He, too, was back in the second. Of course, everybody batted in the first inning. Felt like everybody batted in the second. That wasn't the case. After 3 in softball, Murfreesboro leads Woodlawn 3-1. Not sure about our girls' softball. I have to check in with our correspondent over there at the high school. Runners at the corners, 2 outs here in the third, a 12-1 ball game. Derek Hayes, the right-handed batter. See what the Ram pitcher can get done here is he's going to take a pitch, catches the outside corner. The right-hander trails here, 0-1. Blues and Blackhawks tonight, Game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals. The Cards have the Nationals tonight on WMIX FM. As the 0-1 pitch comes to Hayes, it gets dirty. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. $12-1 the score here in the third. Rams still threatening with runners at the corners. 2 gone. Beautiful Sauget Field, the original home of the Gateway Grizzlies. The Rams will play in the second home of Gateway. That'll be on April 28th against Halton. Here comes. Ooh, that's going to get around, I think, off the wrist of the umpire even. And down to second base will go Giants. So runners at second and third means 2 in scoring position now. The umpire took the brunt of that one, and the count will become 2 balls and a strike to Hayes. Softball, Centralia and Marion are scoreless after 3. These scoreboard updates are presented by Tony Welch, your State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Find him online at TonyWelch.com. Look for the white State Farm Jeep around town, and just overall, get to a better state with State Farm. Top of the third, 2 outs, 2 aboard for the Rams. On top, 12-1. Looking to add some more here with a couple in scoring position. Hayes is going to step off out of the batter's box. And we'll see what happens on the 2-1 pitch. New pitcher, of course, was Jordan Harris. Actually, this is his first inning of work. Seems like forever ago that he entered. As the 2-1 counts, catches the plate on the outside corner, and the count quickly becomes 2-2. Chaz Johnson got the start, went 2 innings. Now hoping that Jordan Harris will plug a few gaps defensively. Rams just been able to spray the ball around the yard here at Sauget Field. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to bounce. Down will be full to Derek Hayes. Reached on an error his first time. RBI double his second. He has come around to score. Rams hoping to short game the Comanches here today on the road. Cahokia comes back early in May. That's a full count offer. He's going to be overthrown. A run's going to come in to score down 2. Shouldn't be so substantive because that could have been a close play, but come in to score was Jackson Horton, and the Rams make it 13-1. So another 2-out walk could haunt the Comanches here, and it's runners at the corners again for Zach Brookman. Brookman singled and scored back in the first, grounded out in the second. And now gets an at-bat here in the third as the Rams have batted around. It was 9-1-2 to start it off. Now we see the number 8 batter. The stretch does not appear to be too effective for Jordan Harris. Pitched very well out of the windup. In fact, got a couple of ground ball outs, but let's see what happens on a pitch that actually ends up outside to Brookman. He gets ahead here 1-0. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square. You can schedule your service appointments online at FordSquare.com, where the best never rests. 1501 Broadway. Blooper into right center field, drops for a base hit. 1 run in to score. Around second, headed for third, is Derek Hayes. Will be runners to the corners on the RBI single by Brookman. So there you go. The Rams bat around again. We sketch in the book. See what Millwood could do. 2 outs. He grounded out his last time up in the inning, grounded out to the shortstop. But with runners in the corners, has an RBI chance with 2 outs. 14-1 is the Ram lead. Up by a baker's dozen on a strike that catches the outside corner. Millwood drops to 0-1. See what he can do in the at-bat. 14-1. Rams on top. You heard that right. It's going to be a slow roller down to the right side of the infield. Could Millwood win the race to the bag? That's tough to do, and it is. As that'll go down as 3-1 on the ground out. So, the Rams score a few more. They lead 14-1 as we head to the bottom half. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
You need a great quality new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 34 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. They're receiving new vehicles every day. So be sure to stop by and find out how you can save thousands on the total cost of your vehicle. Helping people get a great, dependable vehicle for over 34 years. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. Driven by King City Chrysler. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball.
Hey, Andrew, welcome you back. WMIX, WMIXSports.com. As we head to the bottom of the third, 14-1, your score for Sauget Field. The Mount Vernon Rams on top of the Cahokia Comanches, and your next pitcher is going to be Aaron Morgan. Hayes had a pretty good inning of work. Walked 1, struck out 2. Not surrender a hit or a run. As right now, the Comanches have 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 2. Rams have 14 runs on 11 hits, no errors. They've stranded 4. And they've batted around twice here today at Cahokia. Leading by a baker's dozen, hoping to quickly get out of this inning and head to the next as the pitch is on the way, and that is going to catch the upper edge of the zone to number 10, Lamont Harrison. It will be 0-1. C.J. Jones and Chaz Johnson to follow in the Comanche batting order. Top of the order here for Cahokia, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Lady Rams lead Cahokia 19-0 over there at the high school. This is going to be swung on a miss for a strikeout. Tag applied by the catcher, Weber. Unreal. Good effort by the Lady Rams softball team thus far. Try to get you an inning, or at least the point of the game that is in at the high school. 19-0, Mount Vernon over Cahokia in softball. Right now it's 14-1 here at the baseball diamond. First pitch of the ball to C.J. Jones. Here comes, and ooh. This is in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Sherwinski on assignment. Hunter Schrader back in our Mount Vernon studio. 2-0 the count. Out of the windup comes the pitch from Aaron Morgan, and that gets dirty for 3-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth over there at the softball diamond. Strike across the plate will be 3-1. It drops low, and that'll be a 1-out walk issued to Jones. Tough to keep up with the Joneses here on the Comanche Club. Quite a few on the roster. Quite a few in the lineup. Chaz Johnson, the second baseman, will bat. He started out as the pitcher today. He'll take a first pitch ball. It'll be 1-0. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Now strike on the outside corner. Weber will throw behind the runner at first. Nothing doing over there. Community First Bank of the Heartland welcomes you back to personal banking. Find them online at CountFirstBank.net. Also ask about the one checking, free checking, and high yield interest. The count is 2 balls and a strike to Chance Johnson. Bryant in the on-deck circle for the Comanches. Bottom of the fourth, Lady Rams on top, 19-0. The Rams will get a good pitch here from Aaron Morgan. A strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Could see Tyler Morgan this weekend. Just who Tim Holloway's going to throw in 3 games from McCracken County. Full count on the pitch that misses outside. Chaz Johnson has the count full. 1 out, 1 aboard here in the bottom of the third. The Rams with a 14-1 lead. Full count offering coming. Swung on a miss. That'll be the second strikeout of the inning. For the team, it's just the 4th strikeout of the day. Derek Hayes had 2 and it ain't enough work. Aaron Morgan thus far has 2. Trying to get the Comanches to strand another runner. It would be their 3rd of the day. If he can find an out pitch here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch and route coming, and ooh, that's going to just miss outside. 1 ball, no strikes here to Tyler Bryant, the left fielder. Beautiful Thursday afternoon, turning to evening here from Cahokia. The 1-0 pitch is going to be ranked. Shouldn't be a problem for Campbell. Fires the second for the out. It's 6-4. Well, in the Cahokia inning. They strand a runner here in the 3rd. It's 14-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Bill, where are we going? We're trying to find my ATM.
We just passed an ATM.
But that's not my ATM. I lose $4 if it's not my ATM.
Make any ATM your ATM. Introducing free Kasasa checking with monthly rewards like cash and ATM fees back in your pocket. Visit trykasasa.com. Kasasa.
Kasasa is carried locally at People's National Bank or online at peoplesnationalbank.com. Member FDIC.
Bad credit, no problem. Auto Mart of Salem is here to help. Auto Mart of Salem is your local shop here, pay here headquarters. Quality cars, vans, SUVs, and trucks in stock now. All credit applications are accepted. Shop here and pay here at Auto Mart of Salem, 1819 West Main, Salem, Illinois. Shop online at automartofsalem.com or call us at 618-548-8611.
WMIX Sports is your home for the Mount Vernon Rams, powered by Community First Bank.
Welcome you back, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. 14-1, Rams on top as we head to the top of the fourth. Top of the order due up. It's the Rams trying to add to this lead that already is a baker's dozen. Pitching now will be the former catcher, Hollis Riggins. We'll see what he can do. Talked to me at length before the game. Was very helpful, of course, up here, getting set up in the press box. We'll see how he fares today on the hill, taking over in the fourth. One inning for Jordan Harris. Gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. Walked quite a few in the Ram lineup. That's probably part of what hurt him. Actually, only walked 3, but still, that was all in 1 inning of work. And we'll see what he can do here against the top of the Ram order. This one is now Hollis Riggins. He just switched places with Jordan Harris. Of course, Cahokia, one of the perennial powers of track and field. Sometimes they struggle out on the diamond, but easy to get behind and easy to try to root for. Struggling here today, trailing the Rams 14-1. It'll be Ryan Campbell, Blake Jones, Thomas Weber, barring any changes to Tim Holloway's lineup here in the inning. Tell you more about Winning Edge, one of our Rams booster sponsors. Of course, this is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting as we're at the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. So glad to have you with us, of course, worldwide as well at WMIXSports.com. Baseball and softball season are here, but what about your corporate season? Make the call to the bullpen for Winning Edge's high-quality embroidered apparel to equip your employee team in style. Winning Edge in downtown Mount Vernon. Or at 212 South 9th Street. We're on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports, Facebook as well. We'll have a full WMIXSports.com scoreboard later tonight. 14-1 is the Ram lead. Ryan Campbell with his 4th at bat of the day. It's just the 4th inning. This pitch misses high from Riggins. It's 1-0. Hollis Riggins, the right-handed pitcher. Just a junior for Joe Moore. And now we'll fire out of the windup. The 1-0 pitch is going to get low and away to Campbell, 2-0. Campbell's had a pretty good day, 2 of 3. Grounded out to the first baseman his last time on a scoop to the pitcher. A couple of singles, a couple of runs batted in, a stolen base. Also a run scored. The 2-0 is going to come inside. It just gets out of the way. Rams hoping to make long but short work of the Comanches. This game, tough to believe, an hour and 8 minutes old. Got started at 4:24, just 5:32 as the 3-0 pitch comes. Misses high. That'll be a leadoff walk. 7th walk surrendered by a Comanche pitcher today, and that'll bring in Blake Jones. With 2 outs, got the bingo started back in the 3rd with a single and then had a run score on the 2 RBI base hit by Jake Pike. Got it going back there in the 3rd. Now here in the 4th, gets another AB with the runner on and nobody out against Hollis Riggins, the Cahokia pitcher. Fires a fastball low and away for a 1-0 count here to BJ. Made quite a few noteworthy plays in center field this year. Part of an 8-3 double play on Tuesday at Alsop, and then made a nice grab in right center field on a dive at Belleville East on Friday. We're going to see quite a few more plays like that from him as he's just a sophomore. Younger brother, the 2012 South Southern Conference Player of the Year, as the 1-0 comes, and this one's going to be lifted in the left field. Shading out a play toward the bullpen, and it'll be just out in front, and that'll be a 1-1 count here for Blake. Of course, his older brother we told you about, Zach Jones. Quite a few starts at the varsity level, starting his sophomore year, became the South Southern Conference Player of the Year. Rams have had a nice stretch of South Southern Conference MVPs. Had to get Nathan Doris out of the way at Marion High School as he took an 08 and 09. And at 10, 11, 12, and 13, the Rams have had the South 7 DOI. 1-1 coming to Jones, and he will offer it foul down the third base side. Shouldn't be a problem for a barehanded grab from Coach Holloway, and it'll be 1-2. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of Rams and Lady Rams Athletics. Find them online at ComFirstBank.net or in Jefferson County at their 5 locations, Malvern and Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 1 ball, 2 strikes, a runner on here in the 4th. Rams on top 14-1 on the Comanches. See what Jones can do here. They'll check on the runner at first. Probably a good move there, trying to keep the runner honest. Brian Campbell, of course, led off the inning with a walk. Thomas Weber in the on-deck circle. Blake Jones right now, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, but 1 aboard here in the top of the 4th. Rams trying to get some more runs across the plate before calling it a day. 8-7-1, 1-2 in the South 7, looking to get to 9-7-1 and 2-2. Comanches trying to get win number 2. They've only played 5 games thus far. This is number 6, and that's going to be in the dirt to even the count at 2-2 to Blake. Moved back up to the number 2 spot. It's where he started the year. You have Salem, Pickneyville, and Civic. There's some adjustments made to the Ram lineup, and those worked out somewhat, but now back in the 2 spot to try to solidify things at the top of the order while adding even more speed and maybe some consistency at the bottom. As they check on the runner, Campbell at first base again. Not much doing over there. See how they attack on the 1-2 pitch. We still wait for it out of the stretch from Hollis Riggins. The junior fires and inside swing. It'll be a ground ball. Third baseman. It's picked up, fired across the dive, and then Jones beat it out of an infield single. A right-handed batter that gets out of the box in a hurry, and it results in an infield base hit with 2 aboard now for Thomas Weber. That was going to be a tough play for anybody to make, and Jones came up firing out of the hot corner on the grass, just going to come up with the out. A great play offensively and not a bad play defensively. It's going to be tough to beat the speed of Jones. So Weber will stand in with 2 on and nobody out. Takes a pitch. Looks like across the outside corner for 0-1. Thomas, believe it or not, his 4th plate appearance is actually 1 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch back in the 1st. Singled and was forced out in the 2nd, and then walked and scored, and then in a go. Now here in the 4th has 2 on and nobody out, and rips 1 foul down the left field line. Just like that, it's 0-2 to Weber. Did a tremendous job as a linebacker and sometimes in the secondary his junior year for Jared Shaner. Didn't play football his senior year, focusing on baseball, move that has paid off as the 0-2 is going to be quickly down the third base line. Safe at second is going to be the runner, Blake Jones. Safe at first, obviously, with no throw is going to be Thomas. And Weber gets the board with a fielder's choice. It'll end up being not a great choice for Cahokia. 14-1 score. Bases loaded for Jake Pike, who already has 4 runs batted in today. He's reached and scored all 3 times. Now the Rams can really do some damage here with Pike at the plate. Nobody out, but the bases loaded here in the 4th. 14-1, Rams on top. Back out of the windup for Hollis Riggins. He fires 1 outside for ball 1. It'll be Pike and Horton now. Back-to-back left-handers in Tim Holloway's lineup. See what they get on the 1-0 pitch. Jake Pike standing in with the bases loaded. Looking to unload, and that'll be 2-0 high. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Dix, Ina, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, the 2-0 to Pike. He'll swing and miss with a high one, and it's 2-1. 7 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third for the Rams. 1 lonely run in the bottom half of the first for the Comanches, so the Rams could just as easily put a crooked number up here in the 4th. 2-1 to Pike, and that's going to be low. Good stop by the catcher, Harris. It'll be 3-1. Harris is able to get up and make the block to keep it out in front. That keeps the bases loaded. 3 balls, 1 strike to Pike. Riggins, the junior hurler, going to try to get a pitch here, and that's going to get away, but it's going to be a walk on the 3-1, and that'll be a base on balls RBI for Jake Pike to make it 15-1. Of course, if you're the Comanches, that's a lot better than the alternative. A bases loaded walk makes it 15-1. It still leaves the bases juice. This time it's for Jackson Horton. Had an RBI single his last time. A couple of RBI groundouts as well for 3 runs batted in today. Rams looking for more here in the 4th. Pitch on the way. Oh, my God. It's going to be swung on a miss for 0-1. I think they're still looking for offense in that Centralia Marion softball game. Trying to get you a baseball score there as well. That's going to come inside on Horton. Believe it. Hit him right about the belt on the thigh. So now we have an RBI hit by pitch to make it 16-1. Still nobody out. The bases loaded as in will come Zach Giants. He has really hit the ball well. I know I say that every time he comes up, at least since the Belleville East game. See what happens here with nobody on. The bases loaded. Ground ball, just foul. Third base line will be 0-1 to Zach. One of 2 Zachs in the Rams lineup today. Last check, the Lady Wildcats led the Annies 1-0 after 5. Lady Rams are leading Cahokia 19-0 after 4. Woo. Bases loaded, 0-1 count with nobody out, and this one is going to be sent in the Cahokia dugout for 0-2. Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wills, future State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Find him at the corner of 42nd and South Water Tower. He is worldwide at TonyWills.com, or try to find the white State Farm Jeep around town. Get to a better state with State Farm. O'Fallon leads Belleville West, one of the future Ram opponents in the 4th. That's a 5-0 Panther lead. Rams will see the Maroons, I believe, on May the 19th. That'll be at Brendan Klein Memorial Field this year. Way on down the season. 0-2 the count here to Giants. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 4th. That one's going to bounce away. A run could come in to score. Here comes Connor Story. The personal runner for Weber will come in to score on the pass ball. Everybody advanced, so now 2nd and 3rd for the runners. The count is 1-2 to Giants as the Rams have 3 more across the plate. It's 17-1 in the top of the 4th inning. See what Zach can do here. Center fielder this time. Playing the right-handed bat, shading slightly towards left center field. Here comes. Big call, 3rd strike. There you go. One way to get the first out. So 1 out, the bases loaded. This time, Derek Case had a hard-hit ball that ended up as an error in the 1st. RBI double back in the 2nd. Walked his last time and was stranded on 3rd. Now with 2 aboard and only 1 out, has an RBI chance. This one's going to get away. And this will be Jake Pike's turn across the plate again, and it'll be 18-1. So it's 1-0. Wild pitch brings the run home. Advancing to 3rd base will be Jackson Horton. And the Rams with an 18-1 lead, having scored 4 times here in the 4th with only 1 out. So the bases go from being loaded to just a single solitary runner on 3rd for Eric Hayes. The 1-0 coming. Takes outside corner. It'll be 1-1 to the right-hander. Hunter Schrader back at our Mount Vernon studio. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zerwinski on assignment. He returns to the WMIX Sports Global Studios at Paducah tomorrow. Here comes. Ooh. Waved at a high pitch and missed. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Hayes here at the top of the 4th. 1 out and a runner on 3rd. 18-1 is the Ram lead. Riggins out of the lineup. Here comes. Change up that time. Swung and a miss. That'll be back-to-back strikeouts for Hollis Riggins. So Zach Brooken will stand in. He is 2 for 3. A couple of singles with an RBI and a run scored. This will be the 8th batter faced by Riggins here in the top of the 4th. See if the Rams bat around again. Here comes the pitch on the way. First one seen by Brookman as a strike, and it's 0-1 to the right-hander. 11:15 pregame tomorrow for game number 1 from McCracken County High School at Edward Jones Field. The Rams have the U-High Owls out of Memphis. I have to make the connection, but I saw Bo Hart, former Cardinal, listed as an assistant coach. 0-1 coming. It's going to be in the dirt to even things up at 1-1. Of course, Bo Hart, after he retired from Major League Baseball, went on to become a voice of the Memphis Redbirds on the radio. Spends a lot of time down there in the Memphis area, and as I'm told, is an assistant coach for the U-High Owls. Interesting, or maybe not interesting factoid. As we wait the 1-1. 2 gone, runner on third, 18-1, Ram lead. And this would be a foul tip to stay alive for Brookman. It's 1-2. Couple of taps on the play for Zach Brookman. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. A practice swing and choke up on the bat. With the runner on third, 18-1 score. Rams have scored 4 in an inning, looking for 5. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be a blooper. Gets down just in front of the center fielder, and it'll be an RBI single for Brookman, and the Rams will have batted around another time. Batted around in the first, the third, and now the fourth. And they take a 19-1 lead with the runner on first base. Found out the Lady Rams had a 19-0 lead and decided they need to step it up offensively a little bit. And now it's 19-1. Imagine you may see some changes in the fifth, as this one's going to be fouled off over the first base dugout on the play. Hits the light standard, look out. Last play call if I ever saw it. Hit the light standard and then off of the fence that comprises the backstop, and then back off of the asphalt. So 0-1 the count here to Reed Millwood. He's due today. Grounded out to the pitcher, the shortstop, and the first baseman. Behind here, 0-1. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. We have video highlights at WMIXsports.com. Speaking of video, that's presented by Red Lake College. And this one's going to be ripped up the middle for a base hit. So Rito Burrito due. And in will come Ryan Campbell for the second time in the inning. With runners on first and second. Rams have runners on, I just told you runners on first and second here in the fourth. Up 18, it's 19-1. Of course, Red Lake College can save you thousands on your collegiate education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. Apply online while you're there. As we await the first pitch to Campbell, here comes. Going to be in the dirt. And it's a 1-0 count to the junior shortstop with the sophomore center fielder on deck, followed by the senior catcher. Should have get that far here in the Ram half of the fourth. 19-1. Surely you can do the math. I shouldn't tell you that it's an 18-run lead. We'll see what happens. Runner on second, they'll throw behind. Throw got away. Brookman back. 2 aboard, 2 out. Top 4 at 19-1 as the Rams score 5 more here in the fourth. Riggins just looking for that out pitch. Trails here 1-0 in the count. Back to awkward stretch position. Ground ball to third. Smith only has to step. Jones rather has to step on the bag, and 5 unassisted. Gets the Comanches out of the inning. We are through 3.5. It's 19-1 Mount Vernon. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
How can we keep the people we love safe and secure in their own home? Let the Medicine Shop's home medical equipment team help you with all your mobility and specialty product needs. They provide mobility products like motorized scooters, wheelchairs, and home stair lifts. The Medicine Shop's expertly trained staff can also provide car and van lift installations, and they offer a full service repair facility for medical equipment, whether you purchased it from them or somewhere else. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area, so a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball.
That's the final over at the high school. The Lady Rams beat Cahokia today 19-0 in 5 innings. Chris Hugo with you at Sojay Field, where the Mount Vernon baseball Rams lead Cahokia 19-1. At the end of the bottom half of the fourth. 7 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, 5 in the fourth. And we get a new Ram pitcher. It'll be Dalton Beck. So for Aaron Morgan, he goes an inning, doesn't give up a base hit, does walk a batter, but struck out 2. As the Rams have only surrendered 1 run in the game. That was back in the first. Leadoff batter Harrison got aboard via a single and later came in to score on the RBI by C.J. Jones. So Jerome Johnson, Hollis Riggins, Antoine Johnson lead things off here in the bottom half of the 4th. Final in softball, Murfreesboro beats Woodlawn in 5 innings, 12-2. And this pitch will start low to Johnson. 1 ball, no strikes. Second Chance Auto, a great Rams Booster sponsor. You can find them around 142 East in Mount Vernon. No fancy sales or gimmicks, just honest deals with bank rate financing for all, as well as the largest selection of pre-owns priced under $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, many reasons why they've been around for 34 years. Great supporters of Rams Athletics, especially on the radio. As the 1-1 comes, ooh, swung and a miss. They get 1 and 2 to Johnson. 5, 6, and 7 in the Comanche lineup, 2 up as they see Dalton Beck. Ooh, a curveball, and it's filthy. That catches the inside corner 4. A called third strike, and that'll be the 5th Rams strikeout of the day, and that brings in Hollis Riggins. Rams will send up the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the 5th. And now, here comes. It just misses on the outside corner. Riggins, he gets ahead here. 1 ball and no strikes. Riggins struck out swinging his last time. That's back in the 2nd. It's going to be a comebacker just off of the turf mound. Picked up by Campbell. A little bit of trouble as it took a hop off of the bag. And that'll see Riggins get aboard with Antoine Johnson coming in with a runner on. First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of high school sports here on WMIX. Find them online at comfirstbank.net. They're all over Facebook. Of course, you can always ask about One Checking, which is free checking and high-yield interest. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, as this will be Antoine Johnson. Struck out looking his last time up. It has a runner on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. The Comanches trail 19-1. Rams back at it tomorrow and Saturday. Take Sunday and Monday off. As the first pitch to Johnson is a ball. Comanches, I believe, as this one is going to be a hard hit to second. Could be 2 to short. Stop Campbell back over to first. And 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. So 1, 2, 3 end up the Comanches through 4. Still 19-1 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest-earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balances. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Registration for summer classes at Rendlake College is going on now. The 8-week summer term is a great chance to catch up on classes you need, from general education to electives and more. Curious about starting college or even a little nervous? Summer is a good time for new students to find out what Rendlake College can do for you. Registration for summer classes continues through June 6th. Call us at 618-437-5321 or find us online at rlc.edu. Rendlake College, your journey starts here.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams baseball, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
And welcome you back to OJ Field as we head to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be to the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Rams lineup. Looks like we will see Blake Jones followed by Thomas Weber and Jake Pike. Rams on top 19-1 over the Comanches. We'll see a new Comanche pitcher. We'll do some updated numbers here momentarily as the book closed on Hollis Riggins' win. A decent effort there in 1 inning. Gave up 5 runs, all of them earned. Walked 3, didn't strike out any. Gave up 4 hits, did Ricketts. The new Comanche pitcher is the freshman Justin Harris. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams Athletics here on WMIX. 5 Pearson County branches, responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. Cahokia has Planet Granite tomorrow as they'll take on Granite City. Rams, of course, head down to Paducah. Comanches come back Monday. They'll have Waterloo Jabot. They get Altop on Tuesday. Marion Friday or Thursday, and then East St. Louis on Friday, and then a doubleheader with Alton Marquette at Alton on Saturday. So busy times coming for the Comanches. Of course, one of the better fields in the area. A lot of work was pumped into Sauget Field back in 2012. New fescue grass put in. Turf mound, if you're just joining us. Set of top fiberglass. Of course, we'll have a new Malvern pitcher in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be a last chance 5th inning for the Comanches as they will send 8-9-1 up. Rams up 19-1 here in the top half. Jones will get it led off against Justin Harris. And he will lift this one foul over the first base dugout into the adjoining grass area. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Find us on Facebook as well. Nothing in 1 to count here to Blake, and he will get that in the right center field for a leadoff single. So he is 4 for 5 today. 4 singles, and anytime he's reached, he's scored, if that's any indicator, as that'll bring in Thomas Weber. Mike will move into the on-deck circle. One on and nobody out in the top of the 5th. Rams on top 19-1. As Harris will step off of the mound. See what they're able to do. 19-1 is your Ram lead. They're back at it tomorrow and Saturday. Here comes a pitch high to Weber. And it'll be 1-0. Time the Rams played here at Cahokia, it took an hour and 37 minutes for a 10-1 ball game that went the distance. Albert was the 7-4 finish last year that was called due to darkness at Brennan Klein Field that caused a couple of eyebrows to raise. 1 ball, no strikes. The runner on and nobody out here in the top of the 5th as the Rams seek more. Pitch on the way to Weber is going to get it outside. The count becomes 2-0. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by King City Chrysler, home of the Express Lane, fast oil changes and more. Service without an appointment. Just walk right on in or drive right on in. It's 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. As the 2-0 pitch gets dirty outside, 3-0. Five runs on 4 hits and inning to go. As Weber will get underneath this one, it's in the left field. Bryant gets underneath it to make the grab, and that'll be your first out. Kind of had to lift back off of the back foot to make it, but he does, and that's the first Ram out for Jake Pike with a runner on here in the top of the 5th on top 19-1. $19 runs on 15 hits, 6 stranded for the Rams. Harris steps off, and Jones dives back into the first base bag, no throw. Lefty Pike will stand in. He's reached base 4 times today, looking for number 5 here in the 5th. As he takes up and away for ball 1. Pike has 5 runs batted in today. 4 runs scored. Not a bad day at the plate for Jake Pike. Not a bad day for all of the Rams. As they will look Jones back to first base again. We await the 1-0 pitch here to Jake Pike here in the top of the 5th. 7 in the first, 2 in the second, 5 each in the third and fourth for Mount Vernon. This one's going to be a soft liner to the shortstop. Fires one back to first base. Good play. At 5-3 will be a double play that gets the Comanches out of the inning. So the Rams don't score here in the fifth. They head to the last chance fifth for Cahokia. It's 19-0, and this is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
You need a great quality new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 34 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. They're receiving new vehicles every day. So be sure to stop by and find out how you can save thousands on the total cost of your vehicle. Helping people get out a great, dependable vehicle for over 34 years. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582.
Streaming worldwide at WMIXsports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
Welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Last chance, fifth inning for the Cahokia Comanches. And the new Ram pitcher will be Connor Story. On to close things out here, 19-1 score, 19 runs on 15 hits. Make that 16 hits for the Rams. No errors. They've stranded 6 for the Comanches, meanwhile. 1 run on 3 hits. They've stranded 3 with an error. So, barring 18 runs crossing the plate here in the bottom of the fifth, we'll have your Schmidt-Chevrolet postgame show next. After this half inning, we'll see. It'll be Cameron Grinston to lead things off, batting for Thomas Bell. See if we see any more changes in the lineup for the Cahokia Comanches. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zerwinski on assignment. Hunter Schrader back in our Mount Vernon studio. Schmidt Chevrolet is located on 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. You can find all of their inventory and schedule your service appointments online at schmidtchevrolet.com. As the first pitch of the inning to greet Cameron Grinston is a strike on the inside corner. The left-handed Story fires another fastball and quickly works ahead here 0-2. Richardson and Harrison to follow here in the bottom of the fifth inning with the Rams on top 19-1. Good waste pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The First Bank of the Heartland, home of that high-yield interest-bearing checking account. It's free checking, a one account. Maybe you've heard of it. One means more at Community First Bank. The first out of the inning is a strikeout called on Grinston. So the Rams as a staff actually have 6 strikeouts today. Back win an inning, didn't allow a run, allowed a hit, but didn't allow a walk. A pretty good day. Fastball fired past. Actually, this is not Hitcherson. This is Jordan Harris. Swings and misses the pitch, and it's 0-1. So no balls and a strike with 1 out, and the base is empty. This is ripped to the left field. And Brookman not going to be able to get to it. So Harris rounds first, headed for second with a 1-out double. That's a case where I think with maybe the sun starting to set to the west, that was troublesome for the left fielder Brookman. And it ends up as a double. That'll be the Comanches' 4th base hit of the day as a runner in scoring position, as they're going to go down, or not going to go down without a fight. Pitch in route, and this is going to be tapped to the third base side. They'll look the runner back to second. Good throw. Now he's going to try to go over to third. The throw not going to be in time as Campbell was there to cover. So good play by the third baseman, Hayes. 5-3 will be your second out, but over to third will scamper Harris. And we'll be up to C.J. Jones to keep things going here in the fifth. Last chance for the Comanches, trailing 19-1. Tony Will brings you all of our scoreboard updates. Find him at the corner of 42nd and South Water Tower in Mount Vernon, online at TonyWill.com. Or look for the White State Farm team around town. Ground ball, backhanded by the shortstop Campbell. Big throw over to first base, pulls Pike off of the bag. However, even with With him not being pulled off of the bag, you wonder if that was going to get to Speedy Jones. And Cahokia gets their second run of the game. So that will bring in Chaz Johnson with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. 19-2 now. Pitch in route. Fastball fired past the throw behind the runner. Not much doing over there. Nothing in one as a count. Cahokia needs 17 runs here in the inning to keep it going. Beyond the fifth. The lefty Story is set out of the stretch. Here it comes. Release point there was a little off. It'll be 1-1. Pitch missed high to Chaz Johnson. 1 in the first, now 1 in the fifth for the Comanches, trailing 19-2. That's going to come well inside. Good stop by Weber. It's 2-1. Center fielder Jones playing shallow and toward left center. Corner outfielders relatively even with their center fielder as we await the 2-1. High and away, and the count's 3-1 to Johnson. Infield's coming in on the pitch. Third baseman Hayes on the skin of the grass. Here comes the pitch on the way, and that's going to be up. It'll be a 2-out walk, but runners on first and second for Cahokia. So they are not going quietly, and it'll be up to Tyler Bryant to keep it going here on the bottom of the fifth, trailing by 17. The Lady Rams won 19-0. Murphy beat Woodlawn in softball, 12-2. See what else we got for you. Also on Twitter. Follow us at WMIX Sports. It'll be a first pitch ball to Tyler Bryant, 1-0. South 7 Conference play in softball. Marion beats Centralia 3-1. Carbondale beat Alsop 10-0. In baseball, however, Carbondale shuts out Alsop 3-0 for their first conference losses. On a strike swinging, it's 1-1. They throw back behind the runner. Also in softball, Waltville Central Lear beats Sisney 12-2. So the Crusaders are now 3-1 in the South 7 after losing to Carbondale 3-0. We'll try to get you a Marion Centralia baseball score in a moment. The Nashville Hornets beat Mater Dei 10-0. I mean, interesting WMIXSports.com scoreboard tonight as a 1-1 pitch becomes a strike. 1-2 here to Tyler Bryant. 2 outs, 2 aboard, bottom of the fifth. 19-2 your score. Rams looking to go back to the King City temporarily with the win. They'll leave early tomorrow for Paducah even. Something like that. Two balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Bryant. On the Twitterverse right now. A little tongue-tied, trying to get through all the scores. We know Cardinal beat Alsop 3-0. Still looking for that Centralia Marion score. We'll come up with that later tonight. As Bryant fouls one off to stay alive. So Marion beats Centralia in softball 3-1. We know that. Interesting. Lady Rams beat Cahokia 19-0. Rams lead Cahokia 19-2. 2-2 the count here on Bryant. 2 gone. Runners on second and third. As Comanches trying to keep it going in their last chance fifth. The First Bank of the Heartland's been along the entire way. We appreciate their support of Rams and Lady Rams Athletics here on the radio. Your next Lady Rams broadcast on WMIX should be on April the 29th against Marion. They'll be on our sister station B1047 Saturday against the Nashville Hornets. 2-2, make or break, could be popped up. It is going to be skin of the grass for Ryan Campbell, and that'll do it. So Campbell makes the grab, and that'll end the game, and the Rams win this one by a score of 19-2. We'll take a break, come back with your second chance auto postgame, your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest-earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balances. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Whether it's Mother Nature's inability to decide on a season, a weekend that got a little out of hand, or just life, There's always something looking to damage your vehicle. This is Chase Landers from Landers Collision Centers. Maybe winter weather turned your full-size sedan into a compact, or a little hail has your truck looking like Swiss cheese. Perhaps a deer decided to go for a ride on your hood, or maybe your truck is missing its hitch and bumper after pulling your little brother out of the ditch last weekend. Did a bad breakup leave a little graffiti on your SUV? We hope not, but we've seen it all, and we certainly don't judge. Whatever mess life has created for your vehicle, we'll clean it up. As a direct repair facility for many insurance companies, we take care of just about everything, even getting you into a temporary vehicle while we restore yours. That's the Landers difference. Top to bottom, big or small, Landers fixes them all. Come see us in Mount Vernon and Salem and ask us about free detailing for the life of your vehicle. Or call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
How can we keep the people we love safe and secure in their own home? Let the Medicine Shop's home medical equipment team help you with all your mobility and specialty product needs. They provide mobility products like motorized scooters, wheelchairs, and home stair lifts. The Medicine Shop's expertly trained staff can also provide car and van lift installations, and they offer a full service repair facility for medical equipment, whether you purchased it from them or somewhere else. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area. It's a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers. We'll look at your next rad weather. Partly to mostly cloudy sky overnight, a low of 46. The outlook for tomorrow, clouds, breaks of sun, a little more in a brief shower in spots, high about 68. Tomorrow night will be partly cloudy, low 43. Now we're looking at nice weather for the weekend. Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy, high of 71. Easter Sunday, clouds, intervals of sunshine, and even warmer with a high temperature of 77. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show starts now.
Welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with you. Danny Zawinski on assignment. Hunter Schrader is back at our Mount Vernon studio. 19-2 is your final. The Mount Vernon Rams improved to 9-7-1. They are 2-2 in the South 7th Conference, and after Carbondale beats Alsop, the conference is still up for grabs as Alsop drops to 3-1 in the conference. We'll take a look at your South 7 standings in just a moment here on your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, online at SchmidtChevrolet.com. You can also schedule your service appointments online. We'll come back to your scoring and stats of the player in the game just in a moment. 19-2 is your final. This is Rams baseball from WMIX Sports.
You need a great quality new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 34 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. They're receiving new vehicles every day. So be sure to stop by and find out how you can save thousands on the total cost of your vehicle. Helping people get in a great, dependable vehicle for over 34 years. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582.
Registration for summer classes at Rindley College is going on now. The 8-week summer term is a great chance to catch up on classes you need, from general education to electives and more. Curious about starting college or even a little nervous? Summer is a good time for new students to find out what Rindley College can do for you. Registration for summer classes continues through June 6th. Call us at 618-437-5321 or find us online at rlc.edu. Rindley College, your journey starts here.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams baseball.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com, Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Glad to be here with you from Sojay Field as we look to wrap things up. Your South 7 Conference standings will actually be incomplete. They are still going at Marion, Centralia. Will lead Marion in the bottom of the 6th by a score of 5-2. Thank you, Paul, for that. So the Orphans do lead Marion. Carbondale beat Alsop. The Rams, of course, beat Cahokia. They're back to 2-2. Cahokia falls to 0-2. We'll wait the Marion result. Of course, we do know that right now, Be 2-2 for the Terriers as well, 3-1 for the Crusaders. We'll take a more in-depth look tomorrow when we head to Paducah, which we'll have plenty to talk about on a few pregame shows and postgame shows as the Rams head to the McCracken County Invitational, where they will have Memphis U High at 11:30 tomorrow. 2 o'clock they will have Bartlett, and on Saturday at 11 they will have Henderson County, Kentucky from Brooks Stadium. We'll have all those games for you here on WMIX. For right now, in your Schmitz Relay postgame show, we need to get you the numbers. Rams 19 runs, 16 hits, no errors. They strand 6. Cahokia 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They strand 5. Winning pitcher Sam Stormont, losing pitcher Chaz Johnson in a game that took 1 hour and 46 minutes to play under sunny skies and 66-degree temperatures at Sauget Field. Your player of the game today, honorable mention will be Jackson Horton, who actually had 4 runs batted in, going 1 of 3 today. He grounded out twice for runs batted in. He also had 2 runs batted in on a single and a hit by pitch, but Jake Pike goes 3 for 5, 5 runs batted in, and 4 runs scored for your player of the game effort. That's going to do it for us tonight from Cahokia. We're back at it tomorrow. Again, 11:15 is pregame number 1 from the McCracken County Invitational down at McCracken County High School in Paducah. 400 Schrader back at the Mount Vernon studio for all. This is WMIX Sports. Thank you for accessing our broadcast today. Whether it's on WMIX Mount Vernon or WMIXsports.com, you can always stay updated on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. Give us a follow. Find info on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports, and look for our full scoreboard tonight at WMIXsports.com. I'm Chris Hugo signing off. The Mount Vernon Rams beat the Cahokia Comanches here on the road 19-2, and the Lady Rams victorious 19-0. Good night, St. Clair County.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports. Mount Vernon Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports is sponsored by the official voice of Rams Athletics, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Rams Baseball is also sponsored in part by the Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Red Lake College. Save thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Winning Edge. Schmidt Ford of Salem. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. All Stars and Stitches. Central Christian Church. And People's National Bank. Stay in the game on Twitter. Follow us at WMIX Sports or log on to WMIXsports.com. Now back to America's best music on the legendary WMIX.